This is my third full day in San Diego ever. After hearing about it for years, I finally made it here from the East Coast. Today, I can tell why people like to live here. Look at those palm trees. Now, this is obviously a very nice neighborhood, very clean, very fancy. They even have those like free library little nooks. That's funny because we have those on the East Coast too. Anyhow, look at that beautiful view. Incredible. It has a kind of light, upbeat energy to it. You know, in Florida, and some people say it's the same, but it's not. I feel like in Florida, there's a little bit more harshness. It's kind of hard to describe. But here, like, look at that. It's super clean. It's the air is clean. It's not too crowded. There's not too many retired people. The colors just seem a bit more light. I feel like in Florida it can kind of ebb and flow to be kind of a bit more harsh. Not too harsh. It's still pretty upbeat. It's kind of hard to describe, but I don't know. I just feel a different energy here. Like. A different energy from the East Coast beaches, and I like it. In some ways, I think I like it better than Florida, although, you know, I also love Florida as well, despite how some people think it's filled with crazy Florida man, which it kind of is. Look at that. I think part of it is just how expansive it is. I feel like there's just so much space to see the beach, whereas on the East Coast, you kind of have to fight for that space a bit more. There's more tourists and there's less space. But then again, on the East Coast, you don't have to wait until the peak of summer to get into the ocean. Apparently here the water is so cold that even in the summer, unless it's like peak hotness, you can't get in. It's really only good for surfing. And therefore, that's kind of why one thing I think the East Coast beaches do better. Anyhow, where am I right now? What beach am I? What part of San Diego am I in? This is La Jolla. Very popular, very big place. I didn't hear about it until I started doing some research, asking around with where to go. And La Jolla is a highly recommended beach here. I worked during the day, woke up and worked early in the morning, and because of that, and because of my amazing ability to work remote, I was able to finish a bit early. I probably left around 3-ish, got here around 3:30-ish, and it's winter, so the sun's gonna set early. I think probably by 5:15 the sun will be set, but there'll still be light until probably like 5:40, which still gives me like a good 2 hours just to like relax and enjoy this beach. We'll see if I like it. I think I did see a guy doing a metal detector thing here, but I just don't feel like it's too touristy here. Compared to Florida and like, Georgia and even North Carolina, South Carolina beaches, I feel those beaches, when you run into people, when they're walking around, you can tell, yep, they're tourists, I'm a tourist, we're all here. Tons of people in metal detector gear, tons of people clearly visiting. But right now, on a freaking Wednesday, it literally feels like it's just locals and I here. This is just a normal day for a lot of people. Now, one thing I don't like is I can't get into the water, but I do love beaches. I still love a beach more than a mountain. So, super excited to see this. Look at that water flow. And yeah, I think just the ability to see this as it is, I think it's wonderful. Oh yeah, and by the way, Yesterday, I almost got lost, which always can happen at a beach. You got to remember your entry point. So I'm actually going to have to go back, retrace my steps, and find the entry point. So I'm going to pause the video here and then just kind of enjoy, walk around, try and be present, and just kind of feel what it's like to be here with, you know, all these locals. This is just a normal day for them. I mean, look at the fact that you can, some of them just live on that cliff there. They have a house on these like little hills. It's really quite amazing. And once again, it's super not crowded. Look how expansive it is. Everyone's like has their space, so it doesn't feel like you're fighting for it. Maybe that's just because it is winter time. I don't know, hard to say. All right, so after walking around for a few minutes, I realized and remembered what typically happens when you go to a beach. At least for me. And that's, you know, you get bored after a few minutes or hours. And I think a lot of the times when we go to a beach, it's like the first time we've gone in months. And for a lot of us, you know, it's this big vacation. And then we're excited, we get here, we picture this like just being super fun. And it can be, you know, especially when you can swim in the water and like, you know, just like enjoy the waves. But then, and this happens especially to like people who like retire or they strike it rich and then they go to that beach thinking like, oh, it's paradise forever. They get bored after a few days. So for me, I still like the idea, the benefit of being able to have quick access to a beach when you want to. In fact, I even know friends and a coworker, former coworker, who lives here now, moved here from the East Coast. And I think it is really special to have this access, to be able to drive, in my case, 22 minutes, 23 minutes from where I'm staying, and just, you know, be able to see this. This is something I am very grateful for, because many people don't have that. They live in the Midwest, they live in Texas, they live in North Carolina or Maryland or something where a beach, closest decent beach could be hours away or sometimes even a full day's drive away. So I'm super grateful to have this opportunity. That said, is this the end all be all? And that's something you sometimes gotta have to experience before you know, hey, maybe this isn't the most amazing thing, maybe not the number one priority. So nonetheless, I still really like the beach. The colors that you get when the sun's setting are just incredible. And I'm still super pumped. The fact that I'm in San Diego now, I was literally on the other coast, walking the beaches there. Now I'm here. Super exciting. Like I said, the colors are just so different. It's less orangey and more like bright yellow and light. I love that. Super blessed to be able to do this. And yeah, I did yearn for a beach, especially when I lived in like places like Nevada or Arizona, where I'm like, this is really nice, but there's no real water. I mean, yeah, I think Vegas has Lake Mead, but like, it's not a good beach. It's not a good lake, to be honest. It's all right. But yeah, really interesting stuff. Where would you live if you could live anywhere? You could retire anywhere. Would it be San Diego? Would it not be? Some people love it here. Some say it's the most expensive place in the country or comparable to it. For me, I'm not much of a surfer. Maybe this would be a good place to like live for like 3 months out of the year. But like if you can't really surf much, then it's just like walking on the sand, seeing the palm trees, nice weather. And I think that's all right, but I don't think that's like a I'm sold type of deal. It is really cool here though, but not like, I don't know. It's not telling me, yeah, I definitely want to move here, but it definitely is something like on the list. Let's put it that way. So what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna explore, walk around a bit more, put on some sunscreen because you need to reapply for that skincare routine. And then I'm gonna take some photos and video content. I'm not like an expert videographer or travel content creator, but yeah, I'm gonna take some vertical content for Instagram and we'll go from there.